Hello gamers, how we doing? Hello, hi, I forgot to shut that off, hold on. Hi, hope everyone's doing good. I'm back. Some late night investigations. Wasn't sure if I was going to stream today, but then I said, screw it. We just had a major Discord called Runker nuked and deleted. Oh my god, that's crazy. Probably not gonna be a long stream. Just gonna be a little long. It's kind of a W. Just gonna be a little one. A little one. Let's see how far we get. I don't even know how much is left of this episode. I think we're on like the final part. Ish. Final part-ish. September 10th, 5:45 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. If you like, I can give the full context of it in DMs later. Sure, sure. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers.
Uncle Bad, is this it?
Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there?
It looks like she's managed to escape the bailiff.
No, that's not quite it. Was it perfume?
Aw, too bad. But it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks! I'll treasure it always.
And those two seem like they get along rather well. Oh, here. I've got something else for you. What? Swiss rolls! Howdy, howdy ho! Hi, Matt. How you doing? It's the Matthew149. I'm exclusively commenting on the gaming today. It's my challenge.
Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy.
Gummy? Oh, you mean gumshoe.
Gummy is... he is trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy. I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Oh. Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying. Oh, if this guy turns out to be the murderer, I'm gonna be so sad. Because he's like so kind to his Kay.
I'm not crying.
Kay.
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady, too.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? I joined and a kid is immediately crying. I'm so happy right now.
You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do.
The little finger. I love that. It's so cute.
Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation.
I'm gonna lurk on Gun Part. Work out the emulator. Alright. Thank you for the lurk. See ya. See ya. Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess.
What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free. Why?
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright. I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Yes, what is it? I forgot about the Pearl hate.
I know Gumby really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
No. I will pin it on an innocent person, just because you asked. I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. Damn. She wandered off while I was pondering. Oh, she just like disappeared. What the heck? This decorative plant's leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2.
That's probably because it's next to the windows where it's easier to photosynthesize.
You may be right. Plus the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2.
The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they?
That's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. Again. I can see down into the courthouse courtyard from here.
The courtyard. What is that mess supposed to be? It's like an optical illusion.
I believe it's supposed to be postmodern in design.
More like thoughtlessness in design.
Damn, Franziska. I can't disagree there. This television is the same model as the one in defended lobby number 2. I'd argue caretaking includes preventing the plant's death and making them ugly.
Looks like the 2 rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies.
Yes. The 2 rooms are basically the same, huh? Interesting.
What an incredibly strong-scented herbal tea.
I fear that more than being relaxing, this scent may make one a bit heady instead. You put in a special request for that. I put in a special request for that?
No wonder she's so violent, if she's been drinking this stuff the whole time.
Not one person is gonna be confused on the wording of it. Okay. Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic ever. Oh my god, Edgeworth. What is your issue? That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room.
I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it.
Why do you say that?
Well, a desperate low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know.
Edgeworth's sexist arc? It's baby Edgeworth. It's back when he was a raging misogynist that hated women. Come shoot him.
You never know.
She may be thinking about hiring a guard. But it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. One of the windows of this lobby is open as well. Now he just prefers men. I'm never going to get over what he called me if they real. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room. So why did they open it, I wonder? Alright, let's talk to Bad. Hey Bad, how's it going? Detective Bat, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. What did he call Mia? Nothing good. He called her a bimbo. Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay.
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. What? Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. Edgeworth, you cannot say that. He was just silly. He was just being silly, being a silly raging misogynist. I don't have time to waste. That is not silly. It was just a bit silly goofy, you know? It sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. Silly is like, oopsies, I faked evidence.
Oopsies, I updated the autopsy report. Oopsies, silly goof.
I don't have anything to say to you. Real, that's so real. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. That message is now permanently connected to my online presence now. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? I don't know, is it the perfume bottle? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
Damn, Francisco just called her poor. She just called her poor. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. Damn. I was wrong.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it.
So Francisco got a chill. She has no court wins to her name.
Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail.
Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? Perfume given to Bad by you. Same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1. Interesting. So now we have the perfume Missy wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. So, you were in this room the entire recess? Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations? Guess I am. Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Oof. Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case. You knew. I also know that today's trial involving the Cadopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Another incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday. And the KG-8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Yay, thanks. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story, other than the people who were directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Ooh, everyone get your popcorn. Oh my gosh. The lollipop. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. It was a lollipop all along in his mouth. Gasp! Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we three were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Yamato Group's secretaries? That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who's going to testify about the Yamato Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. And then what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Deveray. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. It's all coming together. Imagine if the DL6 incident and KG-8 incident are somehow connected. Manfred van Karma did it. He also killed these people. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano group. He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernesto Amano. It's all connected. It's all connected. Every case. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. Every single case is connected because they all have the same character solving them. Boom. Solved Ace Attorney. You got me there. It's all connected. Someone pay me money. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. Oh! I was bitten by a shark. You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunfight?
No. Only about half of these are from that case. Oh my god. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident. There's like bullet holes by the, like, on the collar, like, bro. And he didn't get hit. Like, some of these bullet placements probably should have hit. That's what I was saying. Like, there's one directly behind his head. Like, okay, buddy, sure. It's like that one guy from the aquarium case. Aquarium case. That was. It's like, oh, I was bitten by the killer whale. But not really. Har har har. Of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. Wow. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day the verdict of the KG8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes. Faraday and I. We apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. Sorry! Oh. In relation to you? I've never met this man. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Iconic. Sorry, I stole that joke from you. I apologize. No, it's cool, it's cool. Stealing my jokes, whatevs. Everyone knows I'm the original person who made those jokes. It's cool, it's cool. Just stealing it.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again. My material is original. It was one singular joke. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG8 incident had come to a close. We continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. You met me? It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending... Oh, her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time, for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. Girl, quiet. You're so naive, little girl. I can't get over the lollipop. It's so good. She's a horrible defense attorney. Yeah, pretty bad. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma? Infinite lollipop. Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again, in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Okay. What about Faraday? So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? There's a you too? It's a clone of you, of the original you. I heard some humans made it in a lab, but it escaped. You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. I'm her other father. That must be the smallest duo ever. Faraday and I. We cracked quite a few cases together, and kissed sometimes. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Did we touch a nerve? I have one thing to say to you. One thing. I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to this statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. And Orca was a witness and Phoenix as a magical stone. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me?
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about that Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there's one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason. Huh. And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help you solve this case. Then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. Now I whip you on purpose. Oh, I whip Edgeworth on purpose.
It still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl. I'm not done talking yet. Oh my god. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy. The Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it?
This stream has been going on for 41 minutes. And the entire time, all we've done is talk to this guy. My god, he has a lot to say.
Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. And that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now.
Oh my god. He's finally shut up. You can put the popcorn away, everyone.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty.
Oh, we're in court.
September 10th, District Court, courtroom number 3. Hello, Judge. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh. It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francisca, there is no need to further depress His Honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence? Your Honor. Oh! Yes, can I help you? Oh my gosh. I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor,
Whip him.
do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except that defense attorney is yet to arrive. She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case. Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those 2 men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. Maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I've placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go ahead and confirm that they are all accounted for.
Okay.
But what about this? Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on this table.
You know you can't just walk off with it, right?
Of course I do. I'm still going to anyway. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial for Mr. Faraday's bag.
You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Is some of the evidence going to be missing?
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about.
Ugh. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma.
It's also real to see the knife up close.
So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here? It's the autopsy report. Oh, that's right, I completely forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Damn, not the autopsy report. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation. Detective Bad said that?
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright. Oh. Hello? Hello, controller? You good? It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
Looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rel convicted down in here.
I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Rel was the killer, between the handgun Rel had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape. I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. Oh, I didn't even read what Edgeworth said. And it would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. Oh, interesting. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. I bet the key's missing, isn't it? And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have had about being the real Yatagarasu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later.
Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here.
Oh, that's the key. It appears to be a key. Oh, is that the knife?
And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
Isn't that the same as the knife? The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bad said something earlier. Bacon. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadopian embassy. The Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe.
As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Okay, the photo of the key the Yatagarasu sent has a rather unusual shape. I bet it goes into the knife or something. Like they're connected somehow. That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. Oh yeah. Okay, so that just is the key.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon was used to kill the Kadopian. The weapon that was used to kill the Kadopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rel.
That's literally impossible.
That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No. No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. And also, he was arrested. Like, what? He was on trial, girl. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
I need to think carefully here. He was playing the long con, okay. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is the fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer. Had that knife surgically implanted since birth. Oh, he was playing the long con. That no one has claimed to have seen today. Yeah, I got it. You don't need to drill in that it's the key. I got it. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Franziska.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Take that!
This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
The doctor was like, you sure? You sure? You sure you're like a baby? And he was like, yes, sir, it's gonna be so fire in like 30 years, I swear.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
You just need to look a bit closer, Franziska, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? Ooh.
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on the handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, what just happened? I dropped my phone. I have my phone sitting in front of me so I can read so I can check any DMs I get and stuff. And I accidentally hit it with my arm and knocked it over. And I'm not sure if I survived yet. Praying for your phone. It fell in my lap. It's good. It was just like, it's just why. It was just like, oh. It was just loud. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, and you of course, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say that?
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same.
But that's impossible!
Nuh-uh. Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife a little more detail.
Okay.
It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them.
Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here.
If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself. She seems to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. Okay. Okay. There we go. Oh my god, it flips. That's crazy.
I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing.
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. Oh my lord, this is so unexpected. Who could have predicted this? This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Awesome. It turns into a knife. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer, so he probably didn't know it was a knife. That's interesting. So that means somebody who knew it was a knife is the one that used it. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. So at some point, somebody's gonna slip up and say, "Oh, that key he has turns into a knife," and we'll be like, "Nuh-uh."
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu. Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Baz said earlier, but when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Weapon used to kill Faraday has a secret ability to change into key the Yatagarasu sent. This gun was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member, and the crime was reported. The responding police found Mr. Rel still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Okay, fine, jeez. Then why have me examine it, huh? I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Though, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you then. It was actually Edgeworth. He found out after the murder and then time traveled to commit the murder. Oh my god. Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart.
Shot through the heart.
Mac Rel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rel was caught in the act on film by a security camera.
He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera.
The Cadopian Embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. In bed was Bon Jovi stuck in my head now. I'm so sorry.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Awesome video. Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rel on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither. Okay, Edgeworth. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
One piece. The video showing the moment in which Mr. Vell committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence.
Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. Oh my god. Well, what do you take me for? Ew. No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene? Alright, let's go look. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2.
Oh my god, it's him! He's here! Oh my god, it's him.
Ladder, the final testimony. Ooh. Well, we'll have to do that on the next stream.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the stream.
I'm losing my voice, so I gotta end.
Gonna send you all off on a little raid. Go send them some love. Send them some love. Wait, no, don't end your stream. It's too calm. It's perfect to go to sleep to. Oh. Bye. I'll be back soon. I'm losing. I would have kept streaming. I'm actually just losing my voice. I gotta go. Well, catch y'all later. Bye. Bye. Maybe stream tomorrow. I have the day off tomorrow, so maybe. Bye, guys. Sending you off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.